Hello everybody, my name is Lubda More and I'm here to share my experience on how I found my place to live in Minneapolis, in this new country amongst new people. So first and foremost thing that I did was to connect with my professors. They helped me to know what the process is going to be, and they helped me to connect with few of our seniors. Now this was one way to connect with our seniors, and the second way is you just open your LinkedIn and connect with your alumni. Then secondly, I did an online search where I used platforms like apartments.com and localfiles.mn for housing listings, and I also explored some local Facebook groups those were dedicated for housing. That is one thing that you can do. Then on localfiles.mn specifically, we have one category as housing where you can find your desi roommates, and that is how you can just connect with people who are looking for an apartment or people who are living in an apartment. They need a roommate. Now I will be talking about some finances, because that is the most important part when you are looking for an accommodation. I personally believe, and I have made sure that the rent here should not exceed more than $550, including your utilities. So I'll just give a brief of what the rent and utilities are going to be. So first, your expense will be rent. Then second will be your apartment utilities. These are nothing but just your apartment maintenance. Then third utility is your gas utility, and fourth is your electricity utility. So these will be the four expenses that are going to be your monthly expense and fixed expense for your accommodation. Now talking about deposit amount. So now deposit amount depends upon which community or which city you will be living in. So that might vary from $200 per person to somewhat $400 per person. So the rent amount that I shared was per person, because in a group it's gonna be more than $1,500, varying till $2,000 and something like that, the apartment rent. So you just need to set a realistic budget where you need to make sure that there is minimum rent, including utilities, transportation, and potential maintenance fees that will be required. Then is connecting with your roommates. So as I said, on localfiles.mn, you will be able to connect with your desi roommates or people who are looking for apartment, or they have been searching for a roommate. So that is how you will be able to connect with them, either through messages, video calls, or I would say in-person meetings will be better. But since if you are looking your accommodation from India, then I would suggest make a video call to your roommates, and that is the best way to connect with your people. Then comes the neighborhood exploration. So neighborhood exploration is something where you get to know what is in your neighborhood. So knowing which stores are available in your neighborhood where you will be living in. So stores like Aldi, Walmart, Costco, these are three most renowned stores in USA. And also having an Indian grocery store is important, because that is the only way where you can just go and grab your Indian stuff. So knowing all these things is important, and most importantly, if that city has a public transport where it becomes easy and very accessible to visit all these stores. Apart from that, I would say negotiation is again important, because when you will be when you talk with your roommate, when you negotiate about your rent, utilities, and your deposit amount, that is the most important part, where you make clear what is going to be your budget, and all considering it for all your roommates. That is where you will be finalizing on what is going to be your rent and deposit amount. Then comes the lease finalization. So lease finalization is nothing but after you gather your group, you either gather your group for a new apartment or you go into an existing lease. So I will first talk about gathering a group. So if you gather your group and you are taking a completely new apartment, you will be signing a lease document, and that is nothing but it is where you will be on the lease. That is a agreement where you agree to rent that apartment for maybe 6 months, 9 months, or 11 months. That is how the procedure is going to be like, and where you pay first month's rent altogether along with the deposit amount. So make sure you are ready with all these finances piled up together, and this will be your first month expense. After that, you need to understand all the terms and conditions that are mentioned in the lease agreement. That is the only way where you will be able to know what the procedure is going to be like, and what all conditions and terms you are signing on. Because it happens that you don't read the documents and you just sign it, and at times you just don't go along or go well with your roommates and you want to leave the apartment. If anytime this happens, then you know all the pros and cons of doing or taking this step. Then comes moving in. So this transition is nothing but where you are completely moving into a new shared apartment or an existing apartment where you will be just added up. So that is something where you will be able and you will enjoy the opportunity of making new connections with new people around you, and making sure that you are in your budget and you are within your budget limits, and where you are exploring your new place, new city, and your new country. In conclusion, I would like to say, remember that you keep your rent as minimum as possible, as well as your deposit amount. And it is very essential. If at all you can't just, like, it is not compulsory that it should be below 500. If not, if you don't find that amount, it is okay to be flexible. But it is just that make sure you are very crystal clear about your finances to each and every roommate of yours, and making sure that all the finances are pre-decided and there is nothing that is going beyond that. Apart from that, make sure that your internal environment of the apartment is also good. That is very important in this new country, because maintaining your peace of mind is something that is much needed. And make sure that it becomes very difficult from after coming from your home country, from your own city, from your home, coming to a new country, and then where you have to manage everything. You have to do your clothes, you have to do your utensils, you have to do your cooking and everything. So all these things are being talked beforehand with your roommates, and how the internal environment is going to work around. These are few things that you need to keep in your mind. So that's it. I hope you enjoy this journey of being called as a self-made person in the end of this journey. So that's it. Thank you.